Okay, so from this compendium, hey, I pretty much, first and foremost, thank y'all for rocking with me, who rocking with me. But from this compendium, we going in from yesterday, from self-esteem from the solar plexus, today, from self-love to the heart. And this topic is different. Sorry if I drift and I wander. I try and keep up on basis. I gotta get more comfortable in doing this. But when I typically think of self-love, I'm not gonna say when I ask of people, I'm gonna speak for me. When I typically have responded to when people say, what do you love about yourself? Or do you love yourself? I refer to myself as this ego body self. And so I love my ego body self. But I'm going through this detachment process, and through this process, I've really flipped from L mode to R mode, especially based off of these lessons in these past months, a couple months now. And I'm grateful we went back to the basics, especially me. I definitely needed this. Thank you for joining me along this journey again. What I've learned from L mode to R mode, in this mode of detachment, I place archetypes on these modes. Like in these modes, in and of itself, they of course, in and of themselves, they're subject to the laws. Like they each have a correspondence and polarity in them of themselves. But I place archetypes on themselves. Like, first and foremost, let me give you a brief overview. No, let me get this out the way so I don't even have to worry about trying to find a good segue into where I can introduce you guys to this frame of thought. This is an interesting form of thought that people have thought in this society. It says, among the oldest texts within the Solomonic demonology is the Testament of Solomon. Presumably the most famous are the Key of Solomon and the Lesser Key of Solomon, called Lemegeton, which contains a notorious demonic catalog of 72 evil spirits. The number 72 corresponds to the correct name of God, Shem-Ham-Forash, and there have been speculations as to whether these demons do not in fact constitute the dark side of God. So, that being the basis laid, what I've learned through this journey of detachment, this time, not only just through detachment, but through this learning of going through and having a deeper understanding of the universal laws, is now I correspond with when I'm in my material, when I'm eating, when I'm partaking, when I'm more lustful than usual, when I'm more thrill seeking, when I'm more into the experience, because we are here to have this experience. Let's be for real. But when I'm more into that experience, more thrill seeking, more lust seeking, when I'm into my instinctual self, when I smell something and I'm immediately, it incites my instincts of wanting to eat. When I hear something, some good music, I immediately want to dance. My instinctual self, that's the subconscious realm. In the subconscious realm, why is this important? Why does this tie in from yesterday, from the solar plexus to the heart? Is the solar plexus being a network of vessels and nerves that connect directly in between the heart and the stomach. The stomach we've found being the subconscious, or I found, that's my mentalism. We'll say that's here to be that's speculation here to be. But that's the subconscious realm. So when you're thinking of the subconscious, when you're thinking of the hell realms, the chthonic realms, you're thinking of the lower realms where the devil rules. Why is this important? It's because what I've researched, and this time I pulled it up on AI, pull AI up on my phone, so I'm not going to kill you guys with the laptop. But what I researched is when something happens, you perceive it first. But after you perceive it, before you can consciously process it, you subconsciously, in the hell realms, the devil, your feelings, your intuition, your intuitive process, your instincts, your emotions, you feel it before you can mentally process what's going on. And so that connection from the solar plexus of how you feel in regards to yourself subconsciously to how you feel in regards to yourself. It transfers over to you being able to love the self, not identifiable as the ego body, but love the self as you, as this trace of energy that is operating this ego body, and it can do so as efficiently as only you within this body can. Not readily identifying myself as this body. I'm sorry if I lost you. So to get back into form of those 72 Goetia demons, symbolizing the 72 evil aspects of Shemhamphorash, or the Most High. What it's saying is, the polarity that you see of the angelic and the infernal, like if it was to materially manifest and you see it, that would manifest all within the tree that is us. And so this lower us, when we partake of the material, when we eat, when we partake of, that is why they said the fallen angels partook of with the sons of men, because they were in the material, in the Adam realm. They became Adam. And so any angel that partook of, they became fallen. Any angel that ate, more than likely, they became fallen, because it will weigh you down. It will weigh your heart down. You wouldn't. We're not gonna get into. I know that's metaphysical. We're not gonna get into. I know that's not meant to be taken literal, but this is me talking about my detachment journey, my mentalism, and so possibly, hopefully, my application can help assist anybody along on their journey of self-love, because that is what this world needs. Everybody, this is the day of love, and we're looking for love outside of ourselves, but we need to be looking for love within ourselves, for self. And that is another expression, is to the ego body. We are constantly and continuously looking for love outside of ourselves, externally, egotistically. I'm going to say I, for one, first want to find the love within self. And that is, I've been on this fasting journey for quite some time. And so what I've realized is to love yourself, even outside of outside of attachment. Because when I call myself like the devil time or the attachment time, I'm going to the gym, so I got the gains. I'm eating healthy, my gains are supplemented, they look good, etc. That becomes egotistical, and it's easy to become a part of who a person would think they are, just like the clothes on their body. But that's absolutely all the gains are, all the ego is. That is just like the clothes on the body. So from time to time, and I don't do it often, I do it maybe, I love to do it at the beginning of before the beginning of the real new year. I love to do it before the beginning of the real new year, and a couple times in between the year. But I'm gonna say this, what I have learned in doing it this time is detaching all the way, the body all the way, like even the gains all the way. You have to have a high self-esteem to love really you, and that is the energy that moves this vehicle to love you, to move on to that aspect of self-love. It is not about what you perceive on this outside this vehicle. It is important to take care of the vehicle. I'm not saying do not take care of the vehicle. It is important to take care of it, and I do. When I'm in that aspect, that's like me flipping from L mode to R mode. But what I've learned in regards to self-love is to be able to sit with myself and control, like when I smell something good, control those urges and don't let it overtake me, because there's something deeper within that. Because when you put that material in your body and begins to ferment, this Mercury retrograde is crazy. It begins to ferment, so does your body begin that process of waste. I'm gonna say it like this. Of course I can't wait to eat. Of course. I have to program myself to get through this. But I've given my body a vacation, a total re-stimulation. So just like people like to go externally on vacation and reset, this is an absolute reset for my body. And so this is a reset for my subconscious mind. So when it's time for me to really talk and move out here from the heart space, when I see something, this is to really get in tune with the emotions that are interacting first before the thought processes. This is to really get in tune with the gut intuition. This is to really get in tune with those emotive forces at its rawest form. This is the self to really get in love, to really fall in love with. Mercury retrograde has me on a chokehold today. I can't formulate or even put sentences together today. But what I really realized is, and also, even aside from that, like just giving my body a vacation, even aside from that, when I breathe in deeper, I can hold my breaths longer. And then being able to breathe in deeper and hold my breaths longer. When I have those, like, because I'm not saying I don't, like when I'm walking, I'm gonna say area where it's tons of food, tons of restaurants, every city, every state got one of those, but I'm walking down one of those areas where it's tons of food, tons of restaurant, immediately it hits. If I can stay within the proper mentality and I can breathe in deeper, of course I'm breathing in and those smells even deeper, but if I can breathe in deeper, what I realize is there really is a control in the instincts. So the gut instincts act first, they react first. But when you yoke the energies, and this is the purpose, it's not about getting rid of them, but when you yoke the energies with high order, chaos is controlled, yoked, and there is balance. So when I am able to breathe, I am able to control my instincts immediately. It's almost like handing my gut a blanket because they're in panic mode. Like, it smells good. I want some right now. It smells good. Okay. I don't need it though. I promise. It sounds, but I promise. Because what I've learned, because through those techniques, what I've learned, especially what I was thinking about this morning, I was thinking about like 2025. If you take a look at 2025 flew past. Like I said, I've been fasting. I've been doing this for years. I fast one time before the real New Year, like into March, early April. And I fasted during different points in the New Year. But what I realize is when I'm not fasting, when I'm just partaking, when I'm more emotional based, instinctual based, survival based, time is flying. It's flying fast. Time is flying fast. Days flying fast. Like when I can smell something and I correlate that to I'm hungry, I need to go eat, and I go eat something, I sustain that craving. And if there is any type of other, like if I hear something like good music, good percussion, and my body just starts dancing, time will fly. I'm just dancing, or etc. If we'll talk about the erotic and lustful aspects as well, time will fly. Any type of thrill involved in the material manifestation, time flies when you partake of it. And so the whole year will go past. But there's nothing like against it. Like it's easy to let the whole year go past. Time will fly. It's easy. Given this 40 days, the most I've ever done is 33 days. I've done 33 days before. And I'm going to say it like this, psychologically, I think what stopped me at 33 days at that time, I think I stopped myself from that fear of success, because I think if I succeeded, if I just held on for 7 more days, then I know I would have to tell myself nothing could stop me. And from there, I know it would be a lot that I would have to release to go on. And at that time, I really think it was a fear of success. I stopped myself. I stopped myself at 33 days. But what I've realized within this 40 days is time seems to drag forever. It's because I'm not acting instinctually. It's because when you let instinctual act, it seems fun. And they say time flies when you're having fun. It seems fun when you let an instinctual act, when you don't have discipline attached to it. But this, to me, is really symbolically embodied self-love. And it's not the discipline aspect of it, but it's having that understanding of that I am not the ego body, and I am not the instincts attached to it immediately, that once those instincts come up that I have to, or I feel like I have to indulge in, like anger. When anger comes up, I don't have to immediately retaliate back. Or if I smell some good food, I don't immediately have to shift over a room in my stomach that's more than likely already full to put some more food in just because it smells good. But that's instinctual. Really gaining control of my instincts by clearing out, giving my instincts a vacation. I've learned by yoking these energies to me, this is personification of harmony. And like, this is the real aspect of self-love. So I bring you that there. I got books I could kill you with, but I'm not going to.